Hi, my name is Brittany Dunham, and I am here to talk about the importance of self defense. There are certain things that every person should know how to do. One of those things is knowing how to defend yourself. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, 15% of all violent crimes come from intimate partner crimes. Every minute, 20 people in America experience physical abuse of some sort. 1 out of every 3 women and 1 out of every 4 men will experience physical violence of some sort in their lifetime. While it is possible that someone may be attacked by a stranger, more than likely it's going to be by someone that they know. Knowing how to defend yourself will greatly increase the chances of victims not being injured, whether that is a minor injury or an extreme injury, or even a fatal attack. Knowing how to defend yourself include things such as knowing how to avoid an attack, knowing how to actually fight back, and knowing what to do after an attack. Not all attacks can be avoided. However, there are steps everyone can take to try and avoid it, an attack as much as possible. Some easy tricks to use are to always be aware of your surroundings, only park in well-lit areas at night, keep your key in your hand when approaching your car, vary your times of travel, memorize certain pressure points, and let your hair down. If your hair is in a ponytail or a braid, it makes it much easier for the attacker to grab a hold of it and pull you down or to pull you wherever they want you to be. Some basic pressure points to know are ones that are located in the clavicle, in the neck, the upper arm, like right here, above the elbow, right, or below the elbow, right here, and on your wrist, which will be right here. To use these pressure points effectively, you must wrap your hand around the area. So if you were to do it here, you need to get a strong grip right here and dig your thumb down and squeeze as hard as you can. And it's not always going to work. You're not always going to hit the right spot, so don't let that be your only means of attack against the person trying to attack you. Always have your next move ready, no matter if you start trying to use a pressure point or you start immediately trying to kick or punch them. Always know what your next attack is going to be so you can be one step ahead. The second thing to know about how to defend yourself is what to do if you are being attacked. The first thing you should do is try to get as loud as possible. If your attacker is just looking for an easy target, then you getting loud and yelling for help is going to dissuade them and make them run away. However, that's not always going to work. Also, some people think that the first thing that they should do is try to talk down their attacker, but because this person is attacking you, they're not thinking logically, so your reasoning and trying to talk them down isn't going to work for them and could potentially just make them even more angry and want to harm you even more. Always be ready to fight if you need to. Don't just stand there once you yell. Don't just stand there and wait for somebody to come and save you. Always be ready to fight if it comes to that. The next thing you need to do is to know where to hit your attacker. The most effective places to hit someone are their eyes, their nose, their ears, the neck, groin, legs, and knees. A well-placed attack on one of these places will disarm your attacker long enough for you to be able to get away and run as fast as you can. You're not always going to get away on the first try, and that's okay. They very well could get up and chase you, but if the knees are very vulnerable and susceptible places to attack, and if you can kick right into the knee from the front, then you will break it and they won't be able to run after you anymore. If you do attack someone, if you have to attack someone, don't move closer to try and attack them, as that will only allow them to gain more control over the situation. You should just hit whatever is closest to you, and that's okay. If it's not the spot that you had hoped for, then at least you're hitting them and fighting back a little bit. A key thing to know when being attacked or having to fight back against someone is that you don't hit to cause pain, you hit to injure. It's kind of like that old saying that you shoot to kill. If you're going to use a gun, you shoot to kill someone. You only hit to injure because, especially if someone's attacking you, their adrenaline is going to be racing through their body, and your punch in the face, that's not going to hurt very long for them. But if you injure them and actually break something, that's going to hurt, and more than likely is going to prevent them from being able to do anything else if you do break a bone. Another thing to know is that you don't have to know technical self-defense skills. You don't have to be a martial art guru in order to fight back with someone. Just hitting them and knowing the basics of where to hit will greatly increase your chances of getting away from someone. No matter how strong or fit you are, hitting someone is going to help you. As long as you hit them in the right area, it'll give you an advantage to get away. And if you don't think that you're strong enough to actually fight back, then use whatever you can. If there's an object lying around or anything, then use that. And a broken rib is a broken rib. It doesn't matter how it happens. Whether you use your elbow or your knee or a bat or even the sidewalk, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that you did something to help yourself. The last thing to know about self-defense is what to do after the attack. Anytime you can get away from them or they don't have a hold on you, you should try to run away as quickly and as far away as you can. And as soon as it's possible, you should dial 911, whether the person gets up again or not. Just the fact that knowing the police are coming has helped many people to continue being able to fight. Once the police show up, it's best to visit a hospital as soon as possible. Since the adrenaline is rushing through your body, you may not know the extent of the injuries that you have, and your body could go into shock afterwards. So visiting a hospital will really help you to get those injuries and everything checked out. And the last thing that you should do is to go and see a counselor and talk to somebody about it, because that is a very traumatic experience, whether you think it was or not. Talking to someone will help you get through that. Women are not the only people that are victims of abuse or an attack of some sort, but they are more likely to be attacked than a man is. And knowing how to defend yourself, whether man or woman, will lessen the chances of a fatal attack. And these steps are not only a means of prevention, they're not the only means of prevention, nor the only ways to fight back, but knowing the basics of what to do will help greatly in lessening the numbers of fatal attacks that do occur on people. Thank you.